Hi guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. My name is Becky. My email address is here, becky@tradictive.com. There's also support@tradictive.com as well that you can email if you have any questions. Let's just cover the disclaimers. There they are, top left-hand corner. I won't read them to you, so if you do need to pause the video to read them, by all means, please do that. Now, the 3D market commentary is a video that we do every day, Monday to Friday, to accompany a free email that we send to our free members every day, Monday to Friday. In that email, we go through 5 major world markets and we look at 3 different elements per market in terms of the statistics and probabilities in them. That's why we call it a 3D market commentary. Now, let me just take you to a quick link before we show you that. So this is tradewithufos.com/Becky. From this link, you can get different apps and platforms and things like that. You can book one-on-one coaching. You can log in for free and ask questions in this public area, which is great because we can then answer it there, kind of like an FAQ section, and people can all learn from this place together. So please use this link for those variable things that you might want to do. So let's bring up the email that I was telling you about. And of course, it's relevant to market data. I think I'm going to load a different chart just to help me explain AutoClimate better. Brilliant. So let's have a quick look at what those 3 different elements are that we look at. So when we are trading, we want to know the way we approach the markets. We want to know what's statistically likely to happen. What are the probabilities? Because that then helps us figure out what we're going to do. So for example, the first thing we want to know is, what are the probabilities of the market going up, down, or nowhere? We call that market climate. Essentially, what are the probabilities of the upcoming market direction? With everything that we do, we use technology to help us, apps and indicators and things like that, that help us to be objective about what the answer to that question is. So we use AutoClimate, which is a free app on most platforms you can use it on. And if we look at the colors and the thickness of the dots, we can see from that where we have the greatest probability. So for example, a thick red dot tells us probability is down. A thick blue dot tells us probability is up. Ignore the lines for now, by the way. And a thin dot of either color tells us probability is neither direction. And therefore we get the answer from this app. Again, a free app on most platforms you can use it on. So that's AutoClimate. We then want to know, if we're going to buy, where's the best place to do that? If we're going to sell, where's the best place to do that? Again, that gives us greater probability that our trades work out for us. So we then look at what we call buy and sell UFOs. UFO stands for unfilled order and essentially tells us where the buyers are and where the sellers are. If we see these little green UFOs, those show us where the buyers are. Gives us the prices on the right hand side as well. These little red ones are where the sellers are, and it gives us the prices as well, telling us where the sellers are. Why do we want to know where the buyers and sellers are? Because sellers are likely to push price down, buyers are likely to push price up. So we want to know where they are because they're likely to move price up or down, which is going to affect our trades. Then the third thing we look at is market volatility. How quickly do the markets move, or would we expect them to move? So we'll look at that per market. We start with the S&P 500, and everything that we're looking at here is relevant to a daily chart. Okay, so different things happen on different time frames. We're looking at a daily chart here. So for the S&P 500, the top 500 US stocks, we have a thin dot there on our AutoClimate. That tells us there's not enough probability in either direction. Now we have buyers closely underneath us at 4681.75 to 4572.75. We have sellers closely above us at 4808.25 to 4747.50. Overall, we're in the middle between buyers and sellers, and we don't have a confirmed climate up or down, in which case we do nothing on this market. There is no need to trade a market that doesn't have clear probabilities in one direction. With market volatility, we would expect that the market would move up or down in 1 year by 18.19%. So in a day, that's 53.98 points. In a week, 118.84 points. And in 1 month, 247.39 points, either up or down. So moving on to the next market, which is oil. In the meantime, as I load it, check out up here the different courses that we do. Most of our courses come with a 3-month complimentary access to the AutoUFOs. Now, AutoUFOs you can subscribe for directly. It's a monthly subscription. You can subscribe directly to them. You don't need to do a course. However, most of the time, getting a course and getting the apps for free for 3 months is cheaper than just using the apps for 3 months. So check that out and see what works out best for you. Okay, so with oil, we have a thick blue dot probability upwards. Something to bear in mind with this one is that we have gone past by quite a bit, more than twice as much, gone past what is normal in terms of a usual move to the upside. So we're overextended. We're too far gone up at the moment based on what usually happens. So bear that in mind. However, we do still have probability up. We have buyers beneath us at 80.47 to 77.83 and no sellers above us. Clear run to the upside at the moment, but do bear in mind we're overextended. In terms of volatility, we'd expect that oil would go up in a year, or up or down in 1 year by 34.31%. So in a day, that's 1.77 points. In a week, 3.89 points. And in a month, 8.1 points. So that's crude oil. The next market is gold. As I load gold, to point your attention down here to the coaching and support that we offer. We do a lot for free, a lot of coaching on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and things like that. So you can join us on those for free. We also have a closed coaching community where people pay a small monthly fee to have access to more of our time in a closed environment. But otherwise, we are looking at a lot of free content out there as well. So with gold, we have a thick blue dot probability to the upside. That's what we're looking at here. We have a green UFO there, so we have buyers here between 1802 to 1871.3. We have sellers above us there at 1873.3 to 1844.2. We're kind of in the middle. So unlikely to be pushed up or down by these buyers and sellers anytime soon. We are having probability to the upside coming from the climate. In terms of volatility with gold, we would expect movement up or down in 1 year by 15.21%. So in a day, 17.41 points up or down. In a week, 38.34 points up or down. And in a month, 79.8 points up or down. Okay, the next market is the US dollar. So we already looked at that right at the start, but let's just explain specifically what's happening here for the dollar. We have a thick red dot probability downwards. Now, something to bear in mind that might stop this. So we have sellers pushing down at the moment, coming from the climate. But what we have just beneath us are buyers, lots of them, between 94.645 to 93.865. If price were to hit these buyers, they would likely be pushed up. Now we have sellers, but they're quite far away. They're up here at 96.67 to 96.33. So overall, what I'm saying here is that we have pressure to the downside coming from the climate, but we are just about to have pressure to the upside coming from the buyers. So we've got buyers and sellers fighting each other at around about the same price. Whoever has the most amount of orders will win. We don't know who that's going to be. It's more of a guess or a gamble to try and pick a side. Best to let it play out, let the probabilities become clearer in one direction, and then take it from there. In terms of volatility with the US dollar, we would expect movement up or down in 1 day by 5.74%. So in a day, that's 0.35 points up or down. In a week, 0.76 points up or down. And in 1 month, 1.58 points up or down. Now the last market is backed Bitcoin. So let's take a look at that. As I load that, to point your attention here towards our top platform, we call it top, it's Tradictive Options Planner, also helpful for stocks and futures trading as well, so check that out. So with backed Bitcoin, we have a thick red dot, probability down. We have sellers above us here at 47,610 to 45,705. We've got quite a bit of room before we hit the buyers at 32,820 to 31,615. So overall, probability down for Bitcoin. In terms of volatility, we would expect movement up or down in 1 year of 73.22%. So in a day, that's up or down of 1,975.85 points. In a week would be 4,349.63 points. And in a month, 9,054. My mouse is being strange here. Just somehow made a gigantic arrow. Give me a sec. There you go, that one. 9,054.47 points up or down. So that's what we expect in terms of volatility. Now we've looked at each of the markets. We've looked at their climate, the probability up or down or nowhere based on auto climate down here. We've looked at buyers and sellers and where they might sit on the chart. And we've looked at volatility, how quickly we expect the markets to move. Last thing to be aware of is our weekly economic calendar that we get from FX Street. We filter by high impact news. This is looking at news that is scheduled to come out that is likely to create volatility in the market. And we need to be aware today, there's nothing today, Thursday the 13th, nothing coming out on any of our major world markets. There will be some tomorrow, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Any questions, please go to tradewithufos.com/Becky. You can scroll down, log in for free and ask questions here. You can email me if you'd like. Also from this link, you can book one-on-one coaching or get different apps and platforms, some of which are free, to see what's obviously going to work out better for you. Any questions, please reach out. Otherwise, guys, have a great trading day. I will see you tomorrow for the next one. Have a great trading day.